It's a perfect
Yeah.
time to
Mm-hmm.
start projects because
Mm-hmm.
there really isn't anything to do too much outside. The weather is so
Right.
iffy, and I mean, we used to go up north and we'd snowmobile and
Yeah.
stuff, but we don't with kids. We don't really do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But whether it's a room, redoing a bathroom,
Yeah.
redoing something. Like I said, I haven't done it in a couple of years, but it is something that I always felt was kind of therapeutic because it was not like a task that had to
It
be
was fun. You were like
organized or yeah,
excited
it
to
was
do it.
a design or creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
And it was a good project and it didn't have to be expensive. I mean, I always
Right.
do
Yeah.
DIY stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the last one was probably my office. So it was just over 2 years ago that I started it. And, we had it painted. I love the peel and stick papers and,
Mm-hmm.
just all the different pieces. Got a light fixture and just different things. Hi, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of She's Got It Together. I'm your host, Jessica.
And I'm Samantha. Each week we peel back the curtain on what it really looks like to have it together.
From the messy moments to the milestones, we're here to share it all.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive into today's topic.
All right. Welcome to today's episode. We are going to talk about winter blues. Now, as a mom, I think winter blues are a little bit different. I don't know if they should be called winter blues. I feel like they can happen pretty much at
All the
any
time.
time. Yeah, I don't know if winter blues, like I said, is the right term, but anyways, we're gonna go with it, and we're gonna kind of talk about overcoming them and actually figuring out if that's what's going on a little bit. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
we are not medical professionals, but we're just gonna talk about our own experiences and see where that takes us. So, Samantha, winter blues. Have you experienced them in this first year of motherhood as a mom? Have
Yeah.
you had
I feel
that?
like I feel like winter blues, like, because I feel like in the winter months, like you just feel like more tired and stuff like that anyway. But like as a mom, it can be kind of hard to differentiate because like I actually like pulled up some like winter blue type feelings, and like I don't want to make like a joke of this, but at the same time, like, because that this does happen to people, but at the same time, like as a mom, like I feel like you can feel these all the time. Like feeling
Yeah.
sad is like a symptom of like the winter blues. And I feel like, especially like as like a new mom, or um like your hormones are still like getting back in order, and like I'm pregnant again, so like feeling sad, like I might feel sad and like, or see like a I was literally watching, I don't know if anyone's seen, I'm sure you have, but This Summer I Turned Pretty. Love it on Amazon Prime. It's amazing. I watched the two seasons after Bo goes to bed. Like that's like my time, and I just like cried through the whole thing. Like you just like feel things so deeply being pregnant, or like after pregnancy, postpartum, like you can feel sad, and like that's okay. And I think with these winter months, and it's like dark, it's not as sunny, you can just like think about things more. You're like thinking about like what you don't have anymore. Like I can't go out as much. I'm not seeing my friends. Like you're feeling sad,
Your
but at the same time, like
glass
you're
is
happy you
half
have this
empty.
beautiful baby and this great family, and you're just like you just feel a little bit more sad. For whatever reason, it could just be like, oh, it snowed today. It's not, I'm sad, like I think as a mom you can feel like so many emotions. Like I'm like maybe you just had a really hard day and you weren't like in your mind the best mom, and you feel sad, and for whatever reason that like hits different maybe in the winter months because there isn't as much sun, you're not getting out as much. Like that's one of the other things like on this list is just you're can you hear that? you're you have a loss of energy and you're feeling more tired, and I'm like, well, I have no energy and I'm tired all the time because you are a mom, like, so
Yeah,
like
right.
there's these symptoms that you have, like you're feeling sad, you have a low energy level and stuff like that. And then what's another one? Oh,
We have distractions here.
changes in your appetite is another one. Like you might end up eating more. I feel like in the winter months I eat
So,
more anyway because it's like Christmas and Thanksgiving and you're inside and you
right.
want those like hearty comfort meals and you're
Yeah, I
craving
would say
craving
comfort
carbs
meals
and
this
sugars.
winter.
I'm craving carbs and sugar right now because I'm pregnant. But it's like so there's so many things like that you that go into the winter blues, but it could also just be like normal like
But
changes
okay,
in
so
season that
I
happen
feel
and it's
like even
okay.
summer though, it's like ice cream, like the
Right.
sweets
The
come
sugar
out for
sweets, yeah.
for the different parties. Like I don't know, like it's like a all the time kind of thing. Like these
I
symptoms
think
are
these just
hard
might be
to
more heightened in the winter time or you're more aware
yeah.
because you're maybe not as busy, you're at home more, you're not going out, like you don't have as many activities. Like I feel like summer's jam packed. It's nice weather, it's sunny, like you want to get out, like you're more
Yeah.
motivated to do those things. And in the winter you're not as motivated, but these are like things that like can happen all the time. You just
Right,
might
right.
be more aware in the winter, but like slowed thinking, like hard time concentrating or decision making, like hello.
Every
I feel like my
day.
mind is going a mile a minute as a mom, and I do sometimes have a hard time concentrating or making a decision because, and hello, pregnancy brain is huge, but it's like I've been calling Bo's car seat a high chair for the last month. I'm like, hey, Brett, can you put Bo in the high chair? And we're going out to the car. I'm like, I meant the car seat. And like change in sleep, you're usually sleeping too much. Like as moms, I mean, we're lucky to get sleep, and if you have a chance to sleep in, my God, take it. It's just there's all these things that can lead to like feeling like the blues or like you're not doing enough or you're being lazy, but at the same time, just like try to like just take this season like step by step, and if you need to sleep more, if your partner needs to step up a little bit more, like have them do that. Like if you're eating a little bit more, like maybe try to like get out and walk some more to like burn off those carbs and sugars, but try not to like beat yourself up about it and know that this is just like a season of life that you're kind of going through. And hopefully, obviously there's more to it if you're feeling you know like really really sad and you just like have noticed a huge change in your demeanor or your appetite or just like your mood, like maybe then that's when you like need to go talk to somebody. But a lot of the time I feel like it's just a season where you're just kind of, I don't know, relaxing and giving yourself like the
Yeah,
time to be
it's
a
the
little
cozy
lazy. It's
season.
the
Like
cozy season.
yeah, it's the sweater weather. You're supposed to just stay indoors, be dormant, be a bear.
Yeah, it's that,
Just
and I like want those hearty meals like the beef
yeah.
stew and all the chilies with bread. And I'm
Get
like,
your
you know what?
candles out.
Yeah.
Just have a fire if you have a fireplace. Be
Oh, I wish we had a fireplace.
cozy. Yeah, I
I
that
turned
is
the
one thing I
fireplace on the
love.
TV, the fake
Oh
one.
yeah, well hey, that works too.
And
But
we
I
have
do
like a
think
little
that
candle thing that goes in the
you
fireplace because we
do,
can't use the
yeah.
fireplace. But that also you can turn it on and it brings out heat. So then it almost kind of feels like you have a fire going if it's
It's
on,
just
and
the ambiance
it's
that you give
cozy.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think going outside, I think sun is a big thing. I mean, like our mom,
Yeah,
my
for
gosh,
sure.
she has to go tanning so she can get
Yes.
her vitamin D.
Well, I mean, it affects your. I mean, I feel like the sun can like really affect your mood. Like if you're just not getting all
Yeah.
those like UV rays and all that stuff, like you're just like, blah.
Yeah.
But when in the
It
sun,
is.
it
Yeah.
you just feel like
Even
I don't know.
fresh air though. It's
Oh
just like
yeah,
that fresh
I
air
think
is like
that's important for
rejuvenating.
kids too. Like when I get Bo outside, even like on these kind
Well,
of like
he's an
cold, crappy
outdoors
days,
boy.
he loves
He
being
loves it.
outside. But it's like I notice with him, like if you got to try to get him outside every day because it helps him sleep better and he's just in a better mood. But some days you're just like, oh my God, I don't have it in me today. It's like a really cloudy day. Can't we just like play inside? And do you want to watch a movie?
Let's get cozy. Yeah, definitely. I mean, so I have always had an issue with like depression and anxiety and things. I mean, since I was like in high school. So I think that plays a part in all of this. I mean, even
just being
before I
able to
was a mom.
differentiate between like
Yeah.
the winter blues and like more serious like mental health.
Yeah. And I think it just sets you up for a little bit more of a struggle
Mm-hmm.
with that. But there's definitely always things that you can do. And I think you have to kind of find your own path, what works for you. I mean,
Do you have any like daily practices that you do that like help like combat like winter blues or just depression in general?
I have to remember not to seclude myself
Yeah.
because I like to be alone. I like to,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is hard with kids and things, but I do have a habit of shutting down. Like right
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm in that funk a bit. Like I will kind of, I mean, the kids are pretty self sufficient right now.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if we don't have a meal planned for the evening or something, like Taylor loves chicken nuggets or chicken tenders or, whatever, those things. She'll make chicken noodle soup or something. Those are all little things that she can make on her own. I will let her do that and I might go get cozy in bed and watch Netflix or something. Like I have to be careful not to go binge too much because that's where I start spiraling.
Yeah.
And even like this past weekend, like I did that too much. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
I let myself do it, but I know I probably shouldn't have. Like there's so much stuff I could have gotten done around the house and things like that, but I'm kind of at this point in a little funk
Yeah.
and I need to push through, make a little bit more of a point to push through and just to get out of the house more, I guess. Like even if
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know
going to
that's
the
huge
store and
for
stuff.
me getting out of the house. Like
Yeah.
especially like with Bo and like working from home, like I really don't have to leave the house like at all, but I know like him and I both feel better if we do get out and like just run a quick
Yeah.
errand or go do this. Like I
Yeah.
think that is huge. And like you sometimes like I remember it took me like I had to be like okay, we have to go somewhere today, especially like him, being a baby and stuff. Like it does take a lot more to get him out, and you're
Yeah.
like, hopefully, like they're okay and they're not going to have like a big poopy diaper or they're going to be crying the
Right.
whole time. And you just
You
have to
can make a
be like,
million excuses why not to.
exactly. Exactly. And like you just have to kind of sometimes like there are some days where I have to like push myself to go out and do
Yeah.
something and I always feel better after, but it
Yeah.
is like a conscious effort. Like you have to be like, okay, we have to get out today. It's been like 3 days, we haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
You haven't
Right.
changed out of your pajamas. Like you
Right.
need to
Haven't
go
done, yeah.
somewhere.
I mean, wash your hair, put a little
Yeah,
makeup
put some
on,
make.
like,
I know sometimes Brett will be like, "When's the last time you showered?" And I'm like, "Excuse me,
yeah.
I'm a mother. Showering is a privilege, and maybe I just, don't." I always have this thing where I'm like, "Okay, I don't want to shower at night because then I can't do my hair. I don't want to do my hair, and I don't want to shower at night and not do it because that's a waste of a shower." And doing your,
Right. Right.
and
No,
so
I
I
get
want
it.
to do it during the day. And if I don't get to it during the day, I'm like, oh wait, I'll push it off until tomorrow. I'll do it
The
tomorrow.
next day.
Something
Yeah.
happens,
And it
it
keeps
doesn't happen, and
pushed
then
and
there's a
pushed.
time where I just hit my limit. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking a shower, and if I don't do my hair, I don't care. It's just like it's terrible that showering has become like self care now as a mom.
Right.
Before it was just like this thing that you did, and now as a mom, you're just like looking forward to when you can shower. But those are all
Well, and
things
you're
that it's like
making the most of it.
you
You got to make
right,
the most of
right.
it. Got to get
And it's like
the hair. Yeah.
that's all that's a thing too, like just like the daily practice of take a shower or
Yeah.
I mean I don't wash my hair every day, but just taking a shower every day
I
like
know.
I should try
It's,
to
it's,
do. But you know what, I'm not worried about it when I start to
it's
smell. I
just,
guess that's like a
I
cue.
know. Yeah, it's simple things. It really is. I mean, I know there's lots of lists and things that stuff you can do,
Yeah.
use supplements and things that you can do.
Hmm.
But honestly, it literally is just remembering that there is life outside of your walls. And
Exactly.
I mean, I am just such a introvert anyways that it doesn't help. Like I've got a lot of things that are kind of built against me just the way that I am. And
Hmm.
and then on top of it, being a mom, I don't know, kind of feeling overworked or
Yeah,
over whatever, and then working from home, which I love, but this
it
time
has
of
its pros
year
and cons for sure.
sometimes gets the best of me. It just I have to be careful
Hmm.
because I can easily spiral. And DJ is good. Sometimes he'll make a comment or two. Like he'll see
Right.
when it gets there, or we might get in a little bit of an argument because I'm in denial.
Right. And I think it's important to
But
know, like, when you need those moments to yourself to be able to just go to your room and, like, watch a show and stuff. But then you also have to know, like, the boundary of when it's like, okay, I'm using this, like, in an unhealthy way now.
right,
It's more of, like, I'm just getting into, like, this depression or
right,
this spiral of I'm on the peak, but it's
yeah.
important to, like, know when it's too much and when it's like a healthy amount that you need to. And I think
Well,
that's
I've
something that it's kind of, I mean, I personally, I haven't had to deal with like depression, so I can't speak to it, but I could easily see like it, there are moments where you just feel like, oh, God, I don't want to get off the couch. Like, I don't want to do this today. And like you get into a little funk. And for me, not having to deal with depression and someone like you who has to deal with it, I can see how that can turn into something that
yeah,
you're just like,
it's
oh
easy
man,
to
like
turn into a thing.
right, right.
Yeah, and so like I really should have pushed myself sooner, but it's like, okay, I've just binge watched since probably beginning of December, maybe mid December, like 6 seasons of SWAT. I'm like, I think I've probably better stop this.
You
Like
know,
that's a lot of episodes.
I've never watched SWAT. I don't know how many episodes they have or how long they are, but if
Well,
you got
they're an
through
hour
six
long.
seasons, that's
They're,
that's pretty significant amount of
22
time.
episodes or so a piece.
And I feel like, we did
Yeah,
take some time
it's a
off in
lot.
December.
So,
You just you kind of take that. But then again, if you needed some time and that's what you do to decompress, like all for it. But then there's a like you said, there's a point where you're like, I know I need to
well,
stop. Like I'm getting
yeah,
into
I
a
say
hole here.
start using it as a negative outlet more so, like
Right.
a way
Right.
to hide. And I can't keep doing that. So, yeah, that's where
Are there
I
other
find
like
myself in trouble.
indoor activities that you can do to kind of like boost your mental wellness when you are getting like that? Like what can you
Yeah.
do like inside, that helps with that?
Well, I mean, honestly, I need to be more intentional about like hopping on the treadmill or something like that. Just
Mhm.
getting
Yeah.
myself moving. Like, I
Right.
mean, I have a treadmill. It's right here next to me. And
Mhm.
I need to do that more. And I mean, obviously that's got lots of benefits. But
Right.
I mean, one of the things like Saturday night, I made, we kind of got dinner going. We did like a little family game night, like just
Mhm.
interacting
Yeah.
as like a family together, which is again more benefits than just what I
Right.
needed. But it was something that brought us all, together, had some
Mhm.
goofiness, just,
Right.
kept
And I'm
me
sure like
doing
when
something
you're
other
in
than
that
binging.
mental state of just wanting to go to your room and watch TV, like having a family game night can seem like a lot. It can
Yeah,
seem like
yeah,
harder to like want to do something like that because you're just like, ugh, I just want to go in my room and watch my show, but
right,
I should spend time with my family and have a game night. And then when you're
right.
in it, you feel great, it's fun,
You're
but it
good.
took a
It's
lot
getting over that
maybe to
hump.
get there. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's just putting in the effort, and
Right.
it's not as much effort as you think. You just need to do it. And that's
Hmm.
the hard part, is just forcing yourself to do it. But yeah, like I said, I think I've binged enough, and I need to move on to something more
Yeah.
productive. But yeah, I mean, I would have said like winter blues before kids was a thing for me, I think, but it was
Hmm.
easier because like I could, or DJ and I could like go take a trip somewhere, or we could go do
Right.
something fun, like that was
You can
always
get out a little bit
nice.
easier than when you
Yeah, I
have
mean,
kids.
I'm excited this year because we can go. We're going to take a trip to Florida. We'll stay for a
Right.
week. We're going to do that.
I
Like
think
that's
that's
going to
great.
help.
In like March, that month, especially in Michigan,
Hmm.
it's like a miserable long
Yeah,
month. So when you can
it
go somewhere
is.
nice and warm and sunny like Florida, I feel like it just like
Yeah,
rejuvenates you for when you get back and you're looking
just
forward to
breaks it
spring on
up.
the horizon. Yeah, it's huge. I
Yeah,
remember as a teacher, March was the worst month. It was so long. There was so much time in between like winter break and spring break, and it's such a hard month, and it is just crappy, and there's either snow or there's not snow, but it's gloomy and it's cold, and you're
Yeah.
just like over all the snow, you're over the winter, you're ready for spring. So I just remember that month in particular for me was always hard. So when you had spring break and you were able to go somewhere warm, you're just like, thank God. Like you just
Yeah.
immediately when you get there feel so much better.
It's funny how that works too. And it
It's the
is. It's like the
sun,
sun. It's the
It's the
sun.
sun. Like that
And our
lack of
sun's not
sunlight affects your
gone.
mood. No, but it's
It
not
does,
around
but it's
every
not.
day and it's
Yeah, and
different.
it's not as warm. It's not as close,
Right.
but it's just such a odd
Those sunny,
thing.
nice winter days are great because you feel like, you know what, let's go outside, or you feel like
Like a
going if
dog, I
you
want to lay
can,
in the
like,
window.
right, like just like I want to like go outside for a walk, or if you are able to like go ski or go do like a winter activity, like when it's nice and
Yeah.
sunny like that, you just feel more motivated to go do something or
Yeah.
to get those errands done or go do this or I mean, even doing something inside with the sunlight coming in, you feel more motivated to like organize that closet you've been putting off forever, or actually just like clean your house or, do whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that for me is a big thing. Like I can let things get on top of me when I don't
Yes.
feel motivated and it's crappy. You just want to like be on the couch or not change out of your pajamas because we work from home or like not shower. It's just like what
Laundry.
laundry.
Like
Yeah.
laundry. Like that's
I
like
know.
could be
That
a
can
whole
pile up
episode
and it sucks.
in itself.
I know. Just letting laundry pile up is miserable because then you're like, okay, trying to get because I hang a lot of my stuff. So then it's like there's stuff all over the house, like being hung to dry, and you're just like, it's everywhere. And it's like, there's nowhere to put it. I've run out of hangers. Like, what do I do? But, oh, God,
Yeah.
man. Getting just like basic household tasks can really pile up fast, especially with kids. And when you're not feeling motivated to like do them, or it's just really hard because you are like dipping into that seasonal depression, you're just like, oh God, I don't want to do all these dishes. I don't want to do all this laundry.
Yeah.
And you just like put it off. And then you're just
It's
like
gross.
dreading it even more because it's gotten
Yeah.
so bad. And then you're just like, oh God, I don't even want to do it. I don't want to look at it. Like you just like are just putting it out of
Yeah.
your mind and walking by it and throwing dishes in the sink. And you're just like, oh dear Lord. Let me get that sunny day so I feel more motivated to do all of these dishes or laundry.
One of the things I used to do, and I haven't done, haven't done it this year, and I don't think I did it last year, but I would start projects. It's a perfect
Yeah.
time to start projects because there really isn't anything to do too much outside. The weather is so
Right.
iffy, and I mean, we used to go up north, and we'd snowmobile
Yeah.
and stuff, but we don't with kids. We don't really do that anymore. But whether it's a room, redoing a bathroom,
Yeah.
redoing something. Like I said, I haven't done it in a couple years, but it is something that I always felt was kind of therapeutic because it was not like a task that had to
It
be
was fun. You were like
organized
excited
it was
to do it.
a design or creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
And it was it was a good project, and it didn't have to be expensive. I mean, I always
Right,
do
yeah.
DIY stuff, but I think the last one was probably my office. So it was just over 2 years ago that I started it, and we had it painted. I love the peel and stick papers and, just all the different pieces. Got a light fixture and just different things like that. But that always kept me occupied. And it's stuff that you don't want to do in the summer because in the summer, you
don't
want to be outside.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
So-
think with
but
kids, like doing those projects can be hard sometimes. It depends on what age your kids are. Because like for me, I would love to like dive into organizing like our like basement and turn
Yeah.
it into like a little workout area and like maybe a little guest room and stuff like that. And I can do that, but I almost feel like I need bread around to do that, and it's almost like I have to
Right.
do it on weekends because with Bo,
Another
I feel
set of
like
hands.
he's 14 months. Like I can't just go in the basement for an uninterrupted amount of time and
Right.
organize this. It's constant stopping and going.
Yeah.
So you almost have to pick like not necessarily smaller projects, but maybe I can organize like the pantry today because like he's in there playing. I can organize the pantry, or I can
Yeah.
organize this closet because it's easy to like go back and forth to. And like
Yeah.
he has not been napping for me lately very well. He sleeps for like 30 minutes if I'm lucky. So like by the time you get started or I get down to the basement and start doing it, it's like he's up again. So
Oh, yeah.
I think if you're in that stage of life, maybe picking smaller projects that you can do that you can go back and forth from at like a moment's notice, or if
Yeah.
you know he's being really great that day and just wants to play by himself over in like the living room, great, I have more uninterrupted time. And then if you do have bigger projects, maybe trying, because like I feel like we haven't done as much on the weekends. Like right now, there's no snow. We can't
Yeah.
go snowmobiling. Like we can't really ski with Bo right now. He's too young. So it's like we haven't had as many winter weekends up north. So we do have time on the weekends as like a couple to do bigger projects like that, which I think is also good to kind of help with like that building of a relationship too. You're spending that time together on like a common task that you want to finish. So you're spending time together
Yeah.
as a family, like you're getting stuff done that you need to get done. And it's also kind of giving you something to do during those winter months when you're feeling
Yeah.
like a little yucky.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think DJ has projects right now. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Brett has projects too. It's easier for the guys to go have a project,
Yeah.
isn't it? You
I
know, like
know.
they don't,
It's
they
fun.
can just go and do this project as they please, and we'll be here taking care of the babe.
I mean, I have some projects I want to do, but they're bigger, craftier projects. And right now, my projects are work related. So
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like you don't want to put too much
I've
on your
got,
plate when you've
yeah.
got other like things in motion with
It
work
was
and stuff that
easier
you
when I
want to
didn't
get
have a
done.
business, when I was just
Right.
an
Yeah.
employee, I could
Right.
do things. I mean, I
You're free
started
as a
all
bird.
kinds of stuff. It was really fun, but no. But yeah, those things keep you pretty on, I
It keeps
guess,
your mind
on
somewhere too,
task.
you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
do.
that's good. And then there's always like support groups and different resources that you can find like online and stuff like that. Like I know my sister-in-law, she has like this mom's Facebook group that she's in like for her neighborhood and stuff like that where they can interact and like if someone has like something going on, they kind of like can put it in there like a neighborhood party or like a
It's cool.
potluck or like things like that. So there are like things like that that you could seek out. In fact, I was thinking about doing that for like our area here, just to like you can connect with other moms or kind of like I know there's like I have like a membership at our zoo and a couple girls like started a like moms like walking group every like third Thursday of the month or something, and they all meet at the zoo and we'll walk the zoo together so you can kind of make mom friends and stuff like that.
That's fun. Those are
Yeah,
neat
and like
things, yeah.
that's more of like a summer activity, but I feel like I'm sure there's like a ton of like winter things that they might do, like
Yeah.
painting with a twist if you can go out and do like a
Oh, I used
mom's
to
group
love
or
painting with a
something like
twist.
that. I know, I haven't done
Yeah.
that forever. That's a
Gosh,
good
you remember
winter
what did
thing.
we do? The
It was a moon or
pull.
something.
Oh, we did that one for Hayden's birthday. I love you to
Yeah.
the moon and back. But remember the one that you and I did? They were or I think
Oh,
Sydney
the
too.
beer taps. I
Oh
loved
yeah,
that
the
one.
the
I did
poles.
such a good job on mine. I was impressed. I was like, oh my
I
god, I
had
put
mine
that in my
hanging.
bar.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was fun. That was the first one we ever did. They were like those pull drafts.
Yes, that's what they were.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. And it's just finding things to do like that. And you know what? I was if you can have like a girls' night in, like invite your friends over and have everybody bring like a different type of like charcuterie board or a
Oh
different
yeah,
cocktail
little
or
hors d'oeuvre or
mocktail.
something.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like try to be intentional of like with like hanging out with your friends and stuff inside. You don't have to necessarily go anywhere
Yeah.
if the weather is bad, but even if you like all met on Zoom and had a little cocktail, if the weather's bad, you can't get together or have a little girls'
Or
night
kids
in
have,
with
I mean, Zoom is
everyone
still
gets
a
sick
handy
this time
thing.
of year too, so it's
Ugh,
hard to get together.
isn't
So
that
if
the
you
truth?
can't get together in person, like maybe try to do something over Zoom or something like that, you
Yeah.
know.
Can put
Just
Zoom
try
on
to
the
make
TV.
connections.
We did it for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Oh gosh, I remember
Couple
during
years ago.
COVID, we used that app. I forget what it's called, but you could play games with your friends on there, like live.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but we did that. Like me and my friends did that a few times, just to be able to like get together and play some games, and because we couldn't have our girls' nights. So there are things that you can do even if you
Yeah.
can't get together, which is nice. And just having those like connections and conversations with your friends and like not just your family, but being able to like, if you need to
Social
like
with
vent about
anybody.
your
Yeah.
family to your friends and stuff like that. Like I
Yeah.
think that's
Right.
important in the winter months because you're cooped up more with your family. So things can like be a little
Yeah.
stressful or you can get a little more irritated with each other. So I think
I
having
think
an
that's
outlet outside of your family is good.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I think it's a little bit harder these days that
Mm-hmm.
there's so many working from home now that
Yeah.
since COVID, I think the winter blues might be a little bit worse because you are
Mm-hmm.
so you're just
You don't go out as
together so
much.
much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't go out or you think about it more now. Like you're a little bit
When you don't
more
want to get sick,
cautious.
yeah. I
Mhm.
want to take Bo to like the library and do those play groups, but I'm so worried that about him getting sick and like bringing it home because I know it's going to happen. You go somewhere and the kids are sick and then everybody's sick. And
Yeah.
he's at that age where he's putting everything in his mouth and
Yeah.
I'm like I'm more apt to do that kind of stuff in the summer even though I don't want to be inside just because I know like he may
There's just
not get
fewer
as sick,
germs at that point.
So
Yeah.
that right for me as a mom right now that's hard because I want to take him out, I want to have him do stuff like that, but I also don't want him to get sick because there's stuff we have to do, like there's
Yeah.
things that we have to do or important things and you're just like, oh god, I don't want to be sick for that or I
Well,
don't want him to be
I'm
sick.
bad. So the kids, when they were little, we didn't do the public library because
Hmm.
we went there once and it was colorful.
What do you mean?
I mean, it was just there were so many kids there just spewing all kinds of things.
Oh yeah, well
I
that's the thing when
ended
you
up
yeah.
taking them to Barnes and Noble after
Oh
that, and that
yeah,
was the library. I mean,
well they
we
have
usually
reading
got a
time there,
book.
don't they?
They
Like
do. They have all
story
kinds of
time
events
and stuff.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't
Well
buy
that's
a
the
book every
thing.
time, but
No.
it was the same idea. Obviously you can't
You wanted them
check
to
out
be
books,
around books and stuff like
but
that,
I
but
wanted to have the same feeling. It just didn't
hmm
want them around all of the germs. I mean, even the books you get at the library. I
well, and
mean,
that's the thing
seriously,
too. Like
like,
if you go somewhere like that and like you can't control what other kids are saying or doing, and if you like feel
right.
uncomfortable with what's being said or what's being done, and then of course you're not going to take your kid back there. But that's the thing about taking
Yeah.
him out. You just don't know. And if you can
Yeah.
find a place where you do feel comfortable and you're like not worried about what other kids are like saying or exposing your kid to, then that's great. Just take them there. You don't have to
Yeah.
always have them
I
in like
know.
a
I always
group.
felt bad for that cuz
But
I
I mean, you
mean,
don't want them hearing things they shouldn't hear or being exposed to things they shouldn't be exposed to that's the other part of
no,
parenting. Like you want to
I
get them out and
know.
you want to have them socialize, but at the same time, you want it to be like a safe environment that you feel comfortable with them in.
Yeah, it was, yeah, definitely interesting. But that's what we did. And they had a great little Thomas the Train table at that Barnes and Noble, which they cleaned constantly. They had the
Right.
Lysol wipes that they were always
Well,
cleaning. And
and
I'm like, oh, that's so nice.
I bring wipes too. Like I wipe all of Bo's stuff down, but I can't be at like the little library wiping all the like toys down after someone uses them.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's the other
yeah,
thing. When he goes to school, like I know he's gonna get sick. It's just part.
yeah.
It's just part of the process.
It
They have to
is.
grow their immune system and stuff. But I'm just like he's just so little now, and I feel like he was born
Well,
at
he
the
was
very end
born
of
during
October. He was
COVID.
born in
Yeah,
like the bad months of getting sick and stuff like that. So it's like if you can kind of prevent them from getting sick during those months with RSV and all that stuff, like more power to
yep,
you. But it's just hard.
yeah. That it is. So, well, hopefully, you can take some of those ideas and get some help with the winter blues if you do have them. I mean, not
Hmm.
all of them are going to work for you, but there is, I'm sure, something that will help with that. Doesn't necessarily take that all away. Like I said, I think one of the biggest ones is just remembering to socialize. Don't shut
Hmm.
yourself off in a room because, like, that is one of the biggest things with me. Like, I'll just go off and
Yeah.
binge or just I'm a private person. I mean, I'm an open book, which is funny that I'm a private person, but I'm an open book and then an introvert, so I don't know what I am, but yeah, I just you have to remember to go outside.
Yeah.
There's a world out there.
Find the things that, work for you. Like getting out, getting some sunlight, go tanning, go like
Yeah.
have a game night with your family. Just try to be like cognizant of like those triggers or those things that like, okay, I'm getting into a hole right now. I need to get myself out. What are the things that work for me to like get me out of this funk, and just try to go do those things.
Yep. Try them. See what happens. It's all we can do, but you're definitely not alone. So look for those mom groups too. I really like that idea. I think that's a really good piece of advice because I've not done that one. So
yeah, Facebook or like a community board or like something. Like if you need that, like there are a ton of things out there. So I'm sure that can work for somebody.
All right. Well, we will see you in our next episode. Thanks for joining us today on She's Got It Together. It's been a real journey sharing and laughing with you all.
We hope you're walking away with a smile on your face and a bit more confidence in your step.
Remember, you're not alone in this crazy ride called life. We're all in this together, one day at a time.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and of course, share this podcast with all the incredible women in your life.
Join us next week for more stories, more laughs, and more real talk.
Until then, keep embracing your unique journey and remember, you've got it together more than you think.